All right. Hello, everyone. We're going to begin. I just want to do a brief hello and thank you for coming to the hall. I know you all appreciate how nice and warm it is. And I've heard some good comments about how they like how warm it is. So thank you. Thank you very much. Now, I'd like to introduce Dottie, and we'll get the program going. Thank you.
Thanks, Fred. So just so everyone knows, this microphone is for ECAT, so we can be recorded. So I'll try to speak loud. We're going to keep this very brief. If you were here last year, you know this is our opportunity to hear from the stakeholders in the district about what you think. So first, I just wanted to thank all of you for being here. I want to thank Ames Hall for hosting, and catering by Claudia for the delicious food, and Nicole Owens for her beautiful photography. Please take a minute to go around, and Nicole, if you want to just raise your hand so everyone can see you. If you have any questions, we really appreciate it. I'd also like to thank Mark Lamb, who's on the select board here. I don't think there's any other elected officials, but we have town officials, Connor Reed, Stephanie Danielson, Kristen Kennedy. Am I missing anybody? And also I want to thank the members of the Shoveltown Cultural District, if you want to raise your hands. So great, thank you very much. So the district of the mission is to be the convener of everything arts and culture and tourism in a defined area. So we do have a map and a geography, and everyone here is part of that. So we work to do events collaboratively and independently and share each other's successes on social media and so forth, to be able to drive people down to this area, so that if they come down for a concert, they might go to get something to eat first, they might go over to the trustees of reservation afterwards, or down to the NRT. So we want to keep people in this area. That's where they're going to enjoy the arts and culture and spend their money, and that's pretty much the whole purpose of it here. We are going to have interviews at the end of this. If people want, you can go over to ECAT, talk a little bit about your organization if you would like to do that. And one other thing that I think is really important that I want to mention is that Carolyn Cole was the woman who started this and really drove this. And I just want to recognize and think of her today. We wouldn't have any of this, honestly, if it wasn't for her. There's not a lot of cultural districts in the state, you know, pretty much very small amount. It's very hard to be designated as a cultural district, and Carolyn did an amazing job. So I just want to give a round of applause to her. And I'm going to turn it over to Amy Rodriguez. Amy is our cultural district liaison for the town.
Thank you, Dottie. Thank you all. Thank you so much for coming. Yes, we are one of 55, only 55 cultural districts in the state, so I think that's pretty impressive. Easton was one of the earlier ones to be designated a cultural district. So thank you all for coming. I realized that I had started in this role just a year ago this week, so just almost to the day. So it's been a great year. It's been wonderful to meet you all, to work with you all, and I've lived in Easton for 18 years, and I'm really amazed to, I continue to discover new resources and wonderful people, and thank you all so much for being a part of that. So we've had a great year. I'm going to briefly recap what the Cultural District has done, what the Management Partnership Team has done. We could not do any of it without our grant funding. So I'm going to start with that. We received our grant funding from Mass Cultural Council, which is our state designating agency. They not only give us funding, but they also give us strategic planning support and marketing support. So we really do thank Mass Cultural Council for the grant funding that they gave us this year. We received our $15,000 Cultural District Investment Grant this year. We also received a roughly $6,000 COVID recovery grant. We received two $2,500 festivals and projects grant. The first one to support our summer concert series. And the second one is actually going to our next event, which will be April 6th. And it's an arts and media show and reception. I believe it was done for many years, and it's coming back, and it's in partnership with ECAT. It's at 50 Oliver Street, and we're going to showcase local artists, and ECAT's going to showcase their really cool studio and all their offerings. So we're excited for that. We also want to thank Easton Cultural Council. Ashley Rayfield is here representing them today. Thank you so much for your support. We received a grant for a multicultural performance that we were able to bring the very talented young performers from Rose Conservatory in Brockton. They came and kicked off our summer concert series, and they also performed at our end of summer music festival. So thank you to Easton Cultural Council and Mass Cultural Council. We worked, with that grant funding, we worked to increase awareness of the Cultural District and its mission. We launched a bi-monthly newsletter that you all should receive, and that's actually going to change in the next couple months. We're going to a constant contact format, which will be very helpful just in terms of subscriber and email capabilities. We're also evaluating our options for a community calendar with that new format. So we work to increase our engagement on social media, recognizing that that is where most people get their news. And so trying to reach out to other cultural districts, to other creative sector organizations, and really spread the word and get the word out about our cultural district. And I was happy to be the guest speaker at Easton's Economic Development Council. Mark Lamb is the chair of that, and Stephanie Danielson as well. And I was there for a coffee hour, and again, being able to spread the word about the cultural district and its impact on tourism and our local economy. So our events, we had some very successful events this year. We collaborated with the library and ECAT to support Rock That Crown, which is a children's book signing and author talk with Kennedy Campbell. She wrote a book chronicling her experience of hair discrimination as a young Black woman. That was in the spring. Our main events were our summer concert series. We had 6 concerts on Wednesday nights on the steps of Oaks Ames Memorial Hall, and our grand finale was our end of summer music festival in September. We had, they were highly successful events. We had over hundreds of visitors for those concerts. We were able to showcase local musical talent, Shoveltown Brewery, other food vendors and businesses. And so, these events, and I'd say especially the festival, we estimated over 800 visitors on that day. And I think it really showcases how a cultural district can be an anchor of attraction, right, where we can bring lots of people to this area. And, other businesses were apart. Paint, Rust, and Pixie Dust had, they were supposed to have a sidewalk sale, but if you remember, we had a possible hurricane coming the day before. So, Auntie Zaza had a event with Love for Lindley Foundation, right? So an activity outside of her shop. The Historical Society had an open house, right? So welcoming visitors who might be walking by to go to a concert but discover something else. The art gallery had artists that were painting in plein air. And the Wild Dahlia, Shauna's not here, but she flower bombed her shop. And I think, any of you that were there were roses everywhere, and everyone was asking where to find the flowers. And, she reported a lot of visitors that day. So, we were really very happy to have those successful concert series, and as well as the music festival. And we're planning another music festival and concert series this year as well. So the art gallery at 50 Main Street, this little Cape House that is right in front of Ames Shovel Works, they've been busy as well. They are run by a committee of about 8 to 10 artists, and they've been very busy. They have a rotational showing of their work at the library. They also have a guest artist wall at their gallery, and one of them being Nicole Owens, who's here today. So we thank you for that. We partnered with the House of Possibilities, which is a nonprofit on Washington Street that offers programs and classes for adults with developmental challenges and disabilities. And we welcomed one of their art classes to the art gallery, so they were able to have a tour. They were able to talk with our artists, talk about their craft. All of them were inspired, and we were also able to connect them to the library, and I believe a few of their classes have been displaying at the library. So we had a wonderful event at the Chamber, after hours event at the Art Gallery, where we were able to bring in Chamber of Commerce members to the Art Gallery, and we hear this all the time. It's the, oh, I've always wondered what's in this gallery, or I've always wondered what's here, I've always wanted to stop in. So again, trying to increase awareness and give opportunities for people to go in and visit. And I know a lot of the artists were also at the Langwater Farm Art Market, which was in July. So they've been out and about and trying to reach a broader audience and give people the opportunity to discover art, think about it, bringing more art and music to more people, and to provide a platform to artists of all abilities, of all backgrounds, of all experiences. So we thank them for that. We could not do any of it, though, without our sponsors, without our local sponsors. We're able to bring free events to the community. People are able to engage socially. They're able to think about art. They're able to listen to music. It enriches us all, and it makes us all, it makes for a more vibrant community. So we thank you all for your part in that. We thank you for your sponsorship support, not just in monetary contributions, but in kind, in your volunteerism, your service, your marketing. We really do appreciate all of it. And so I just want to thank the Bank of Easton. I want to thank Northeastern Savings Bank, Lions Club of Easton, Easton Grange 196, Premier Properties, Ames Shovelworks Beacon Communities, Gary's Farm, Albert Bass and Associates Printing, Shoveltown Brewery, ECAT, Easton Chamber of Commerce, Oaks Ames Memorial Hall, Easton Cultural Council, and Mass Cultural Council. Thank you all. And we're very excited to hear your feedback about all these events so we can continue to build and do what we can to widen our audience. So thank you very much.
So last year, one of the things that we heard from people is that it would be great to collaborate, to share each other's events that are coming up. And so that's when we created, Amy created the newsletter so that we could send that out to everybody in the district so that we could try to schedule things in advance too, because a lot of what happens, there's so much going on all the time that you go and you plan this big thing and you're like, oh, I didn't know that they were also doing something big on the same night. So I think I've noticed a lot of increase in collaboration. We've increased our collaboration as well. Something else that we heard is to have more diversification for different cultural opportunities and different abilities. And one of the things that Amy did was with the art gallery, the House of Possibilities wanted to come in and bring their clients in to view the gallery. And then Amy came up with the idea to partner with them because the library has area where we can exhibit, to have their young people exhibit their artwork. So bringing in different abilities. We also had, was it Cynthia Carmichael who was the artist? We had an artist that her captions were in Braille, talking about the work that she did. So we're really trying to look for that, and we hope that people are noticing that. Also, the Rose Conservatory, when they opened up for us, that was just amazing. These young kids were so talented, and they brought drums and maracas out into the audience, and everybody was having such a great time. It was really something to see. So we really appreciate that feedback last year. It's helped us improve. So what I want to do is go around to you to tell us what you're doing, what you think you might want to see done. This is kind of an open format from now till, we said 9. We were hoping to end around 8:30-ish and then give people time for networking. We know a lot of people have to get to work. So if you are one of the people that have to get to work early, raise your hand first so you can tell us what you're doing, and we'll pick you first. So who would like to go first and talk about your organization? All right, John Morley.
Me. I'm John Morley from the Bank of Easton, president of the bank, and we're probably on the outskirts of the district, I guess, up on Washington Street. But I've lived in town now 25 plus years, raised my family here, and have benefited even before the Cultural Council of the activities downtown, going back to the holiday parades and whatnot. was involved with Carolyn Cole early on. I'm glad you recognized her. I was just saying to Pam earlier that I was thinking about Carolyn this morning. I think one of her earlier events was at the Governor Ames estate. She'd do a fair, and we were very involved in that. So we, being a bank, we don't host fun activities, but we're happy to sponsor. We've been very happy with the summer concerts. Have been fun. The last one at the end of the year, Joan asked me to participate. And not only from a financial standpoint, but we set up a table and we were here with our famous popcorn machine and giving out some free stuff. So it's a great organization. We're happy to participate and fully behind all the activities and happy to sponsor, Joan, from a financial standpoint and from a standpoint of volunteers for activities.
Well, I called John to ask him if he'd be willing to exhibit some artwork in the bank so we could make that real cultural district, connection. And, I wasn't sure he was going to take my call because every time we called, we're asking him for money. So he gratefully interested. He took our call and we're going to work on that collaboration.
I think the House of Possibilities thing is a great thing. We've hosted financial classes for the kids there too, and it's a great group. It's a great organization, and I'm glad you've kind of pulled them into things too. Thank you.
Right, next.
Oh, do you want to talk? I knew it. Hi, I'm Kristen Kennedy. I'm the Director of Health and Community Services for the town. We have been doing a lot of work. This is, I think we're about hitting the 18-month mark with our new Deputy Director of Community Engagement and Programming, Joe Pitti, who unfortunately can't be here this morning. But Joe has really been working diligently in trying to provide multi-generational programming. I know he's got a multi-generational cooking class that's via Zoom coming up that people can sign up for and cook with their extended families and really connect over food, which is something we're really looking to exploit because people love food, right? He's also been doing some work with House of Possibilities. He's brought in a contract group that is running an inclusion sports program that starts with 2 to 4-year-olds, exposing the community and giving a place for everybody in the community to participate. And I'm going to stop there and tell you all to keep an eye out for his spring program that he's working on this week. The brochure will be coming out on our website, hopefully in the next couple of weeks.
Sure, yeah. I didn't think I was getting out of here without talking, that's for sure. Hey folks, I'm Peter Murata with the Trustees of Reservations, portfolio manager for our Southeast Gardens network, which includes about 5 or 6 properties locally, including the Governor Oliver Ames estate. If you've noticed over the past season or so, we have put up a new event tent at the Ames estate. The 1950s era estate house has come down. A tent has gone up with a tent pad underneath it. Progress is continuing. We were excited over the past couple of weeks to get final sign off through CPA funding. We received a lot of support through the town on that, as well as the another parcel nearby, the existing Ames estate that we've received some support on. So we're excited about activating that in the year ahead too. It goes by the Island, if you know what parcel I'm talking about. So at any rate, we will be continuing with some work to get the historic stable or carriage house, whichever term you prefer. That's it, yep. I made sure to say stable for Fred, yep. To get that activated as well. So, some less shiny stuff, some utilities coming in, right? Work on a septic system, water line, upgrading electrical, that sort of thing. That's the next phase. And then we'll really start getting into the introduction of restrooms inside the stable and making it a little bit more accessible, working on the actual access to the building through this little pocket door that if you've ever tried to open, you really have to be a pro. I know you are from this town or you've been on that property if you know how to open that little pocket door. If you struggle with it, you're probably more like me, you're new to it. So at any rate, in the year ahead, we are really excited to use our property as a place for community engagement. That's the way we're thinking about it. This is a new feature, a new amenity at the Ames estate, but I really look at it as a new amenity for North Easton. I want to be able to connect with anyone who thinks, hey, I run a small business. I would love to use a little space like that tent to engage a new audience. I think I have a need here to run cooking or plating classes. I think I could use this as a space for my community's end of year ceremony. If there is an opportunity that you think could be valuable for you, that's where our mind is at as the trustees moving forward in the year ahead. We are going to be exploring some opportunities for private rentals. Before we get to that point, we're going to have to figure out where everyone would park, the logistics of accessing the site. And so I think the year ahead is going to be quite exploratory in that regard. And there's going to be quite a bit of work and partnership to get to that point. Ultimately, we hope that the Ames estate is seen as, once again, sort of the center, if not part of the center of the cultural district for community gathering space. Whether it's bringing back something like the Legacy Festival there, looking at Easton 300 as grounds for it as well. Yeah, we're pretty excited. So a lot of work to do in the season ahead before things get busy again and the trees leaf out and we can start using that space to welcome the community. Okay?
So, Peter, may I ask a question? So how many people can be accommodated under the canopy there, whether it's seated at tables like this or it is auditorium style?
Sure. I want to be careful making any promises on total numbers. There are some restrictions based off of, again, what we're allowed to do for parking, based off of restroom facilities. The tent can accommodate, let's say between 100 and 150 or so. It doesn't mean that that's what we would be programming it at, right? I think that there are going to be limitations that have us looking at, if it was to be a larger event, bringing in, some of those, I'm going to call them fancier porta potties, right? Versus just like the throne rental, right? So I think that, there's the ability to accommodate a larger number, but we're going to have to be very careful about how we pursue that, and if we even want to, right? So, yeah.
Thank you.
Feels like Peter's been talking to the permitting people.
Thank you, Priscilla. I'm Linda Thompson-Clem from the Easton Garden Club. As always, we spend our year either learning more about gardening, offering presenters for which the public are frequently invited, and at our February meeting, we will have a program about how to have a garden that attracts pollinators, which is a huge subject in the garden world at the moment and very important for all our gardens. Information about time, date, and everything will come out via Facebook. I hesitate to say look at our website because I'm not very good at keeping it up to date. One of these days. I'd like to thank Ken and the Historical Society, where we always hold our Christmas greens and wreath sale, which is beautifully supported by the town. We can't say enough about the fun we have putting it all together, but then the response we get from the town and the community as well is great. Our biggest project in the last few months was planting 600, between 500 and 600 daffodils and maybe a few other purple things in there to brighten it up a little bit, along the entranceway, the wall on the left-hand side as you're going into the town offices. Hopefully they will all come out. And I mean in bloom, not out of the ground into somebody else's hand, which we've had a problem with in the past when we've done that sort of a project in town. There are lots of other places in town where we have, over the years, planted more daffodils and more spring flowers. So all those locations really have benefited beautifully. And it's really cool to go to one of the parks, like Quiche Park, and see, whoa, it's not just the kids' stuff. There's an awful lot of daffodils around as well. So the Garden Club enjoys many wonderful presenters and many talented people within the club showing us how to do specific gardening efforts or beautiful flower arrangements. And anybody's welcome to join us. Cindy, you want to add to this?
We do have 5 new members, and so we're excited about that. But you're welcome to come on February the 2nd Thursday at 6 o'clock or 6:30 and join us about bees pollinating your gardens. Thank you.
Thank you. I think what is really exciting from an economic development standpoint is how culture and tourism is activating the economic growth in the district. Who would have guessed that at an event, that a flower shop would be the place that everybody's going to look for? I mean, that was very creative thinking on their part. I want to thank Amy for working with us and participating in the business forum that we held. There were a lot of people there, and a lot of people who weren't just business owners, but who are residents, and were really interested in economic development and what the town's doing. So again, a lot of exciting activity that's drawing not just residents, but people from outside of the community.
Jessica?
Thank you. Jessica Block, I'm the Assistant Director at the Ames Free Library. I think like a few of you here, a lot of what we do is kind of to support all of you who run some great programs. Not to say that we don't, but I guess what I want to say here today is that for a lot of you who, like we've partnered with the Garden Club, they do a really delightful program. Hopefully you've all seen in the late fall, the Books in Bloom, and they bring some really great flower arrangements that match up with the kind of the mood or possibly maybe the title or some kind of theme that goes with a book. So although we're there to hold books, we also hold programs. So we ourselves try to run sometimes multi-generational, but definitely something for all ages programs. We do a lot of your typical story times and lectures, but we do also like to support anything that you all want to run. So if there's a presentation that you want to do on a particular interest you have, either as an individual or as kind of a professional or business owner, we are always happy to partner with that. So we've got space mostly in the Queesit House. The library itself is wonderful and cozy and very full of books, so we don't have a lot of open space. But at the Queesit House, we have various rooms. Again, we can spread out and do an art program. We can sit together and hear a presentation. So we have a lot of opportunities to partner with you all. So I guess, again, I want to present us kind of as your blank slate. And if you have an idea, come and talk to us. We're limited on size and space, but we always welcome something that you have. If you have an idea, we want to help you promote that, push it out, and give you a platform for sharing that with the community. So.
Anyone at this table?
Sure. Hi there, how are you?
Nice to see you. Hi, I'm Elizabeth Alec, and I'm the owner of Auntie Zaza's Fiberworks in Easton. And we are a specialty yarn shop, and we offer fiber education programming for predominantly knitting and crochet. We also do weaving and various other fiber arts. We have just under 70 students who come weekly to the shop to take classes. It's intergenerational. Our youngest student was actually Lindley Menard, who was 3 years old when she started. And our oldest student was 100 when she lost her vision. So it's a fun place with lots and lots of different people, very exciting, and a really cozy atmosphere. We do provide restroom facilities for people who are waiting for Farmer's Daughter. Thank you, Farmer's Daughter. I'm sure many people have found us because of because of the farmer's daughter. And I know that the community actually is supportive of all of the businesses in Easton. One of the things we like to do is people come to the store, even if they're not there to buy yarn, is we love to tell them about other businesses right in the district. So if somebody's there and they're not particularly a knitter or crocheter, we'll say, oh, have you been to Paint Rust and Pixie Dust, or have you been to the various businesses right on the block? And what else was I going to tell you? Oh, we also have programming that has people come from New Hampshire, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and the western part of the state. We do in the fall what is called a yarn haul. It's a little like a pub crawl. It goes all the way down to the Cape, and people travel from yarn shop to yarn shop for special events and programming that we do. So we have local designers too that come in and offer programming. So a lot of fun. Thank you.
Connor?
There's a camera pointing at the back of my head, so I'm going to just stand up. Thank you, Priscilla. I'm Connor Reed, I'm a town administrator. Just like to take the opportunity to thank Dottie, all the committee members for your vision and creativity for the cultural district here in Easton, all the businesses, of course, and the other stakeholders in the area that make it a great place to visit and spend some time and have some fun and perhaps spend some money. But also would like to thank Amy. It's pretty remarkable. You said this is 1 year. It feels like you've been here a lot longer than that. It's very uncommon for somebody to take a position, a brand new position that never existed, and do so much in so little time. So I know I speak for my office, the select board, and I'm sure all the committee members that we're just very appreciative of your work in helping to kind of activate all the great ingredients that are already here in Easton. So thank you.
Hi, I'm Kathy Dione. I am the property manager at Ames Shovelworks Apartments across the street. There are 113 apartments, 30 of which are affordable housing. Currently 92% occupied, which is really good considering the time of year. Nobody wants to move in the winter. I currently have 3 townhomes and 2 lofts available and 1 studio. So if you know anybody looking. We do have a great affordable program. There is a 2 to 5 year wait, but we are accepting applications. The good thing about that is that nobody wants to move. The prices are very high for rents, so we're very affordable regarding that program. I do offer events quarterly for the residents. I do have a little lounge area if somebody is interested in hosting a small event, maybe up to 30 people. I would be willing to work with you if you wanted to have them come in and even get a tour of the property. So, yeah.
Thank you, Kathy.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you. I'm Claudia Donnell. I am the Claudia of Cooking with Claudia. And we are located on Center Street, 110 Center Street, right behind Not Just Tabbouleh. So go in and say hello to Joe and Debbie, get something delicious, and then come and say hello to us. We do catering, and we also do cooking lessons, and we host cooking parties. During the summer, we have cooking clinics, which is the correct way of saying cooking camp for kids. And Amy's 2 kids came last summer, had a ball with them. My only complaint, and I've told her 100 times, they're wonderful kids. I couldn't hear them. And but anyway, we do a lot of fun things in that kitchen. We produce a lot of good food. We'd love to cater some of your events. Hello. And thank you very much for this opportunity. And one other thing, I really would like to get involved in the tricentennial events. So call me. Who's ever doing that?
Well, you can speak to Joan Lundgren. Lundgren, she's on the committee. Tricentennial Committee.
Tricentennial.
Don't know where to position myself. Hi, I'm Ashley Rayfeld. I'm the treasurer of the Easton Cultural Council, and oftentimes, and Suzanne's on the council as well. And I think I consider us the town's secret weapon. It's anyone in finance, and well, maybe I'll speak for myself, but it's not super exciting. We're very behind the scenes, very transactional, but it's extremely rewarding because we can witness firsthand where the money is going and how big of an impact it is making within our community. So each year, the Massachusetts Cultural Council provides Easton with a grant. This year, I think we were able to delegate 15 or 16,000 or so. And we've seen a dramatic uptick with applications. So anything from sponsoring, the cultural district, the NRT fair, local concerts, series, any of that. So anything that relates to arts, science, and the community. So we encourage applications. Open enrollment is really in October of every year. This past cycle, we had about 47 applicants, which has been the largest thus far since I've been on the council. In years past, I think it's been averaging around 20. So we do prioritize Easton events first and foremost, and then if we have any spillover money, naturally we can delegate that to other towns. I will say that during the pandemic, it was an extreme challenge just to disperse those funds appropriately, just given all of activities on Zoom, and it is a warm welcome just to see in full force all of these community events coming in. So happy to participate, and if you guys would like additional information, I'm happy to connect with you thereafter. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Jennifer Stacy. I'm a member of our select board. Thank you for having me attend here today. I'm here mostly to listen and learn and see how, as a member of the board, I can help support these activities and these ideas. And they're truly phenomenal. When we moved to town several years ago, I can say officially, our decisions to live in this community came down to actually being in this neighborhood. We have two, now they're bigger little kids, but when they were younger, being in an area that was walkable, that had lots of events, lots of activities for a family and for parents who needed to escape from said children occasionally, being here was really a huge draw. So, and it's been absolutely amazing seeing the uptick in events and engagement around this space, especially those couple of hard years we had in between, where engagement was harder. Which makes this work even more and more important coming out of it. So thank you all for the tremendous work. Some of our favorite events over the years have been the concert series, which just so easy, so fun, pop in, expose the kids to all different types of music, which is just fantastic. We've been to yoga events, we've been to events at the library for adult-oriented and kid-oriented. I have lots of ideas. I think about the things that I go to other communities to do that we could be doing here. Things like themed markets or themed balls and stuff. And these things are well attended. So there's lots of opportunity and ideas. I don't know how to put them into place, but I know there's a lot of great ideas in here. Maybe there's opportunities to sync up. So thank you all for your hard work. Thank you, Amy. And looking forward to seeing what comes over the next year.
Hi, I'll stand up so I can see everyone. Isabel Wilson, I'm here as the president of Easton Chamber of Commerce. And it's so good to see so many of our chamber members who are collaborating and involved and, just really helping to enhance Easton. I moved here in 2009. We chose the community just because of the overall feel. And I can honestly say it has just gotten better every year. And I get emotional because it is just such a nice community. And it's because people care and people get involved and they do the work. Sometimes it seems that it is the same people that volunteer and get a lot of things done. I would just say if there's other people out there in the community that want to get involved, it's very rewarding just actually watching the community thrive. And that's both from an economic perspective, a cultural perspective, and just really developing a community that we can all be proud of. So thank you all for being here and for all that you all do.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Dennis Lindgren. I'm the president of the Natural Resources Trust of Easton, aka the NRT, aka Sheep's Pasture. For those maybe new to town on ECAT, NRT is located, basically we're bounded by 138 Main Street and then Seaver Street. We're about 200 acres of open space. We've been around for more than 50 years. We provide nature education to the school children of Easton. We also do outreach programs to other schools. We have lots of programs on our campus. Adult nature walks that are followed by brew events at Shoveltown Brewery. We have a lot of great events, so definitely check out our website for that. We had a great year this year. We had our 50th Harvest Fair, believe it or not, which was incredibly well attended. That's our biggest event of the year. We've had a lot of major renovations at our campus. If you haven't been by, we did a total renovation of the carriage house, and it is looking better than it has in my lifetime. And we'll be doing more renovations in the coming year. I do have one event to announce, which is our Farm Fest. We'll be on May 4th. May the 4th be with you at the NRT. This is a great event for little ones. You know, climb on the tractor, don't fall off the tractor. Lots of vendors and food and animals, and just a really great event for the little ones. So hope to see everybody there on May 4th. Thank you. And for the record, I've known Amy for 24 years. I've always known she was awesome. You're just figuring it out now.
I'm going to seize the mic. I'll be brief. I know everybody's time is valuable, so I've written it down. Now, as you know, we're the Performance and Event Center for the Cultural District, and where cultural people have meetings and things like that, Peter. But again, this has really been a very good relationship for the hall, because we get lots of people in that see the hall. We're very, very happy to be that role, and we think we're really fulfilling it. Now, last summer, Amy mentioned the summer music series, and that was very successful. She quoted some numbers. And we're continuing to do that between the summer series, and we're hosting 5 concerts this winter and spring. And the next one is February 10th, will be a disco concert. It's going to be fun, it's going to be campy, it's going to be great. And in the 12 months from July 23 to July 24th coming up, we will have had 13 concerts here. So we're really making an effort to get the public in, work with the cultural district. And I want to thank Frank Altieri. Frank's not here, is he? Okay, and the Shoveltown Brewery, because he's partnered with us for every series concert, and he will do for the upcoming ones as well. And we've also partnered with Gondra Goldrup, I guess who's also not here, and Farmer's Daughter for hosting catered events. And also co-sponsored with the Bank of Easton and Easton Lions some of these concerts, which has been a big help. And thank you, John. And in closing, we offer substantial discounts to Easton nonprofit organizations in the district for their use of the hall. The Children's Museum, the Y, and the Ames Free Library are a few who have taken advantage of these reduced rates. Now, and thank you, Easton Garden Club, for the $100 contribution. So anyway, I usually speak better than this, I apologize. Too much tea, I think. So this substantial reduced rates, I mean, some of them are staggeringly reduced. It's part of the hall's mission. And just in closing, we would like to help your organization get in touch with Joan. This is a big part of our mission, to help the community, and we take it very seriously. And so we want to help your nonprofit, and that's good, because really that helps us fulfill our mission. Thank you.
This is very unexpected. Good morning, everyone. Would you? I'll just pass it over to Joan for now.
Thank you. I don't know. I think Priscilla doesn't want me to speak today. I have two hats that I wear. One is vice chair of the organization, the Easton Shoveltown Cultural District, and I manage the Oaks Ames Hall and rent it. But I manage the rentals for the hall. But Fred's already touched on that. And I just want to touch on the event that's coming up February the 10th, and it's Disco Valentine. So we have a 9-piece disco band coming. Dance the night away, bring your Valentine, find a Valentine, just come by yourself. We're going to have wonderful appetizers and desserts, and it's going to be a great night. So I just wanted to let everybody know about that. Thank you. Here's Mark.
Looks like I am definitely speaking this morning. So, going around the room, I'm hearing everyone, all their, what they're contributing. A lot of what Isabel had mentioned. There's so many people in this room that don't need to be in this room. I mean, you're here because you want to promote your business, you want to contribute, but there are so many people, so many volunteers that care, genuinely care. As much as you want to support your business, you really care about this community, and it's so evident, not just this morning, but with all these events. There are so many people that are supporting other people in this community, and much like Isabel, I'm just really thankful to be part of it. I'm thankful for all of you, and please keep doing everything you're doing because you are what is making this community amazing.
Thank you. And what did Joan forget? She forgot to tell you that the price for this wonderful Disco Dream, that's the name of the show, the concert, is only $35 per person. And if you know Joan's delicacies, all those wonderful baking goods that she does, it won't be just the farmer's daughter. It will be Joan Lundgren and all of her wonderful baked goods. So don't miss those either. Okay, sorry, Joan, I missed you. Okay.
She won't forget.
Finally, Ken.
Last but not least, hi, I'm Ken Michael. I'm the president of the Easton Historical Society and Museum. For those of you who may not know, I'm pretty sure everybody does, we're located at the old historic Richardson Railroad Station down on Mechanic Street, directly on the other side of the Shovel Shop Apartments. We've been in business, so to speak, since 1948, long before I was born. And, excuse me, and we are, the last couple of years since we've been freed from the shackles of COVID, we've been reorganizing and repositioning the station and the Historical Society and Museum. We've partnered with a number of the organizations here in town on a number of different things. Peter, I think I sent you a letter of support in order to get the pavilion in place. We've partnered with the Garden Club. Claudia was in to see us a little while back when we had a reception for the only remaining Morse car built here in Massachusetts that's located in Massachusetts. There's only one other one, it's in New Jersey. We're open every month on the second or third month with an open house, and I'll take the opportunity to say we have an open house coming up this coming Sunday, honoring Dr. Cogswell, one of the preeminent men during the Industrial Revolution here in Easton. We have a series of events that go on during the year. We have open houses, as I said, second and third Sunday. We have the museum itself is open during the week, various days. We were open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We're now open on different days. Anytime you're going by and you see a flag outside, we're open and there's somebody in. You see lights on, we're open, there's somebody in. A lot of people, for some reason, don't pick up on that. We've held a variety of events. Recently, we just had a group from the University of Virginia Architectural School here. We took them on a walking tour, took them here to see the hall. Fred, you weren't here. Where were you, by the way? Never mind, Fred. We're currently in the process of upgrading, as I said, the facilities. We do work with the grammar school. We do work with high school programs and various other civic organizations who partner with us on a number of events. What else did I want to say? I want to say that we're also looking for some volunteers. We will be involved in the 300th coming up, and we'll be doing some programming for that. Oh, excuse me. And that's pretty much what I wanted to say. We've been around for 75 years. I'm hoping we'll be around for another 75. I'm not sure they'll keep me as president for that long, but you never know. Thank you, Priscilla. Oh, one thing, Priscilla, we do have a parking lot. You can use it.
Thank you.
There are 35 parking spots.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. And would you like to say something?
Yeah, what was the question? Sorry, I came in a little bit late.
No, just introduce yourself and tell you what you've been doing, what you
Oh, okay.
share what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so sorry I'm a little late today. My name is Darcy Paiva. I'm the executive director of the Easton YMCA. So we've been up to a lot of great things. Just this past fall, we opened up our new child care center at Blanche Ames Elementary. And that child care center is specifically to serve the town and EPS staff. So it's been a great launch so far. We're still building up capacity. We have spots available still in our preschool program. But other than that, we just recently kicked off our next season of WaterWise, which is a drowning prevention water safety program that we provide to Blanche Ames Elementary School. And it's such a vital program because it's not a swim lesson, right? They're not learning how to swim. They're learning how to save the life of a friend. If a friend falls in the water, they learn what to do. If they're caught in a current and they can't get out of it, they learn what to do. If they're in a kayak and all of a sudden they flip over, so it's life-saving measures that they're learning in this program. But other than that, I do want to give a quick plug. We have our Spin-a-thon event that's coming up on March 23rd. All of the work that we do at the Y, the programs, the services. So we have our annual campaign that allows us to break down any financial barriers to those services. And even outside of programs like WaterWise, we provide scholarships for membership. We provide scholarships for childcare, for our before and after school program. There should never, ever be a financial barrier to Y services. And in order for us to do that, we raise funds through our annual campaign. And thank you so much to this community, because this community has allowed us to raise money through our galas, our Harvest Road Race events, and it's because of all of you that we've been able to do that. But if you are available on March 23rd, we have a spin-a-thon, aquathon, Zumbathon. We're going to be hosting it at Shoveltown Brewery this year, which we're really excited about, so you can burn your calories and then put them back on afterwards at the after party. But it should be a really wonderful event, and we hope to see you all there. But thank you so much for having me. Yep.
Hi, everyone. I am Nicole Owens with Spotted Photography. I moved to Easton a couple years ago. I'll keep it as brief as possible, but I want to echo what everyone said about moving to specifically this location. I'm living right down the street. Sorry. Is that better? Thanks, Priscilla. Moving to this location was really incredible, and then being linked up with people like Amy to encourage showing our work and getting us out there a little bit more. So we are primarily a family photography business, but we do a little bit of everything, including events. We do brand photography. Would love to work with any of your businesses to work with promoting your brands. And we've been fortunate enough to do some volunteer work for NRT this for the Harvest Festival. Was super fun. We got to do Pride. We've done a lot of volunteering this past summer, which has been totally near and dear to our hearts. We love volunteering. So we've loved getting out in the community, meeting everyone, and getting to know people's businesses. We've done a few branding photography business like openings and stuff in town. That's been really fun. So anyhow, my work is displayed today. Thank you guys for having me, and I'd love to work with people.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jenna. I am the owner of Bloom Aesthetics and Wellness. And if you're not sure where that's located, it's on the second floor above Paint, Rust, and Pixie Dust. That's part of my regular mantra. But basically, I've learned that while I'm new to Easton, I think being part of the chamber and being part of the Northeastern community, I will be new for probably another 15 years. Because everyone that I've talked to, most people, I mean, with our exception maybe, there's just such great roots here. That's part of the reason why my family decided to move here. We did move here September of 2022. But basically, my practice, I'm a registered nurse, and I'm actually a candidate for a family nurse practitioner degree, so I'm super excited about that. But my roots and decision to open Bloom Aesthetics and Wellness goes way back. Basically, preventative health, community health, and wellness. I did wear leg warmers and taught high-low aerobics probably about 35 years ago. But basically, that started my journey. And Bloom Aesthetics and Wellness is just about health and helping people feel good about themselves, inside, outside, whatever that means to them. We do a variety of wellness programming. This time of year, we're doing a lot of weight management, health coaching, stress management types of workshops. So would love to volunteer or partner. Having the name Bloom sits really well with a lot of organizations in this room. Shauna and I are doing an event around Valentine's called Galentine's, and so we'll be partnering. But I am really looking to partner and how I can be part of the community. One of my proudest accomplishments is publishing research and doing biometric health screenings. One of my favorite nursing jobs was as a wellness nurse manager. I was living in Western Mass, Berkshire Health Systems, if anyone's familiar, and basically worked with over 500 hospital and employees in the community and helping them reduce their blood pressure, their glucose, helping them lose weight, helping them quit smoking. So if there's opportunities for me to volunteer and really bring in that community health background, preventative health, would love to do it. So come and see me. We do have restrooms, so if you're backed up over there, no pun intended, second floor, paint, rust, and pixie dust.
Thank you. Last one, promise. I am Kristen Stone. I'm on the Easton Shoveltown Council District, but I also, my biggest project is Keep Easton Beautiful, which is we clean up trash on the side of the roads. And we had some struggles during the pandemic with getting volunteers, but prior to that, we had about 650 people come out that prior year to help clean up and pick up the trash, and we are doing it again this year, and we're gonna come back strong. So hopefully you all come and volunteer or help us promote it. And that's it. Thanks. It's the third Saturday in April. It goes along with the town's hazardous waste day.
Third Sunday?
Saturday.
In Easton. For those of you who would like to be interviewed after this, please stay around. Thank you.
So I think this is a great opportunity to reflect on all of the different parts of the community. I think that most organizations don't really take the time to do that, just to sit and give, a couple of minute synopsis of what you've been working on. And we really appreciate you all being here. I guess what I want to talk about just briefly, or to have you think about, is what are the next steps from here? This is like a really great feel-good moment. Easton is awesome. Everybody's doing great things. But what can we do different? How can we enhance the collaboration for the next year? So I would ask that when you get a message from Amy saying, send us what your upcoming events are, please let us know so that we can put it in that newsletter. Right now, it mostly just goes to the stakeholders, but once we switch to the constant contact, we want to broaden that for the bigger community. And as she said, we're looking at putting together the community calendar. So we've got some options with that now, but we really want to make that robust. Please consider on social media when you're on there, or somebody in your organization is, tag the Shoveltown Cultural District, tag the other agencies that are in this room that you're working with, and really amplify the messaging that Easton is a great place to live, work, bring your family, and thrive. And as Priscilla said, if anyone wants to get an interview with ECAP, please do so. And thanks so much, everyone, for being here today.